In part 1, billionaire Daniel Westbrook's daughters found healing in the arms of their Nigerian nanny, Amara, but his controlling mother had other plans. If you haven't seen it, check it out on our channel. Daddy, did you see my leap? Sofia spun in the foyer, still in her pink leotard. Miss Caroline said it was perfect. Daniel set down his briefcase, smiling despite his exhaustion. It was amazing, sweetheart. Both of you were incredible. Emma tugged his hand. Can we show Amara? She promised to teach us how to braid our hair like hers if we practiced our turns. I'm sure she'd love to. Daniel stopped. The house felt wrong. Too quiet. Usually by now, Amara would appear from the kitchen with that bright smile that made his chest tight. Amara, he called. Silence. Sofia ran towards the kitchen. Maybe she's making cookies. She said she would. She froze in the doorway. Daniel walked into the kitchen and the air left his lungs. Victoria sat at the table, perfectly composed, Chanel suit, pristine. A cup of tea in front of her like she owned the place. Mother. Ice formed in his voice. What are you doing here? Visiting my granddaughters. She sipped her tea. Cool. Calculated. Girls, go change out of your dance clothes. Grandmother brought presents for both of you. Where's Amara? Emma's voice came out small, scared. Victoria's expression didn't flicker. She had to return to Nigeria, darling. Family emergency. She left about an hour ago. The world tilted. What? Daniel's voice came out raw. Very sudden. Victoria set down her teacup with a soft click. She was quite upset. She asked me to tell you girls she's sorry she couldn't say goodbye. You're lying! Sofia's scream shattered the terrible calm. Amara would have said goodbye. She promised. She promised she wouldn't leave us like Mommy did. Each word was a knife. Sofia, sweetheart, I know it's hard to understand. Victoria started. You're lying! Tears streamed down Sofia's face. Her whole body shook. You made her go. You don't like her because she's... Girls. Daniel's voice cut through the chaos. Go to your room, please. I need to talk to grandmother alone. But Daddy... Emma's voice broke. Now. Please. Both girls ran. The sound of their crying echoed down the hallway. Daniel waited until he heard Emma's door close. Then he turned to his mother. His hands shook. What did you do? Victoria stood, straightened her jacket. Let's speak in your study, shall we? This conversation requires privacy. She walked past him, heels clicking on marble. Daniel followed. In his study, Victoria closed the door and turned to face him. The mask dropped. I did what needed to be done. Her voice was cold, clinical. That woman was inappropriate, getting too close, blurring boundaries. The girls were becoming too attached. And you, her eyes narrowed, you were looking at her the way you used to. Look at Isabel. The words hit like a physical blow. 9 months, Daniel. Your wife has been dead 9 months, and you're already falling for the help. Where is she? Daniel's throat was so tight he could barely speak. I have no idea. I gave her 3 months' severance and sent her on her way. Victoria waved her hand dismissively. She understood. Women like her always do. They know their place. You fired her. I protected this family. Victoria's voice rose. From scandal, from gossip, from you making a fool of yourself over a maid from Nigeria with no meaningful background. Get out. His voice was deadly quiet. Daniel, get out of my house. Every muscle in his body vibrated with rage. You threatened her, fired her, then lied to my daughters. I did what you were too weak to do. Victoria stepped closer. You'll thank me when you're thinking clearly, when you realise how inappropriate this was. You just destroyed the first healing this family has had in 9 months. The words came out broken. Those girls trusted her. I trusted her. and you took that away because you couldn't stand to see us happy." "Happy?" Victoria's laugh was sharp as glass. "Falling for a maid? What would people say? What would Isabel—" "Don't." Daniel cut her off. "Don't use Isabel's name. She would have loved Amara, because Amara loved our daughters without agenda, without conditions." His voice cracked. "Where is she? Tell me where she went." "I told you. I have no idea. She took her severance and left." Victoria picked up her purse. "It's done, Daniel. Accept it and move on. I've already contacted an agency in London. They're sending someone qualified tomorrow morning, someone appropriate. Cancel it. Don't be ridiculous. Cancel it." His voice turned to steel. "I don't want anyone from your agency. I don't want your help. I don't want you making decisions for my family." Victoria stared at him. "You're not thinking clearly. The grief has made you—" "The grief made me numb. Amara brought me back to life, brought my daughters back to life." Daniel opened the study door. "Now get out." "Daniel, you're making a mistake. The mistake was letting you control my life for all these years." He held the door open, wide. "Get out of my house." Victoria's face hardened. "You'll come crawling back. You always do. You've never been strong enough to stand up to me, and you won't start now. Watch me." The certainty in his voice made her pause. For the first time, something like uncertainty flickered across her face. "Fine." She walked past him, back straight, heels clicking. "But when you realise what a fool you're being, don't expect me to fix this mess." Daniel said nothing. He closed the front door behind her, leaned against it. His heart pounded in his throat. Then he walked over to Emma's room, pushed open the door. Both girls sat on the floor, holding each other the way they used to right after Isabel died. Daniel sank down beside them, pulled them close. Sofia buried her face in his chest. Emma's tears soaked through his shirt. "I'm sorry." His voice cracked. "I'm so sorry. I should have protected her. Find her, Daddy." Emma looked up at him, his shy, quiet Emma. But her voice was steel. "You have to find her. She didn't want to leave us." Sofia's voice came out muffled against his chest. "I know she didn't. She wouldn't go without saying goodbye. I will find her." Daniel kissed both their heads. "I promise, even if I have to search every inch of this city, I will bring Amara home." "What if she doesn't want to come back?" Sofia whispered. "What if grandmother scared her? Then I'll convince her." Daniel meant every word. "I'll beg if I have to. She's family. She's ours. And we don't give up on our family." The girls clung to him. Outside the window, night fell over Manhattan. Somewhere in this city, Amara was alone, hurt, terrified, and Daniel had no idea where to start looking. At 2 a.m., Daniel stood in Amara's room. The small space off the kitchen that had been hers still smelled like coconut oil and something warm he couldn't name. The bed was made with hospital corners, neat, precise, like she'd carefully erased herself. His mother's doing. That calculated cruelty. Daniel's phone buzzed. Marcus, his head of security. "Sir, I've been pulling everything I can find. The agency she was hired through has an address on file. Brooklyn, want me to send a car? Text me the address. I'm going myself. It's 2 a.m. I don't care." Daniel's voice was raw. "Text me the address and come over and watch the girls." He hung up, turned to leave. Then he saw it. A small notebook on the nightstand. Left behind. Daniel picked it up with shaking hands. Prayer journal. Pages and pages in Amara's handwriting. He opened it. "Lord, help Emma find her voice again. She's so quiet, so scared. Help her know it's safe to speak. God, Sofia is so angry, so hurt. Help me love her through the tantrums. Help me see past the rage to the grief underneath." Date after date, prayer after prayer. Help Daniel see he's not alone in his grief. Help him find his way back to his daughters, to joy, to life. Daniel's throat closed. He flipped to the last entry. Yesterday morning. I'm falling in love with him. God help me. I'm falling in love with Daniel. But he's not mine. This family isn't mine. Help me love them well anyway. Help me love them without holding on. And if I have to leave, help me leave without breaking their hearts. Or mine. The notebook slipped from Daniel's hands. He sank onto the edge of her bed, pressed his palms against his eyes. She loved them, loved him. Daniel picked up the notebook, held it against his chest. Then he did something he hadn't done since Isabel's funeral. He prayed, God, if you're listening, if you care about broken men who've made every wrong choice, please keep her safe. His voice cracked. Please help me find her, and please let it not be too late. His phone buzzed, the address from Marcus. Daniel stood, grabbed his keys, left the penthouse at 2:30 a.m. Brooklyn was 40 minutes away in the dead of night. He made it in 25. The address led to a small apartment building. Modest, clean, working class. Daniel parked, stared up at the windows. Most were dark. He got out of the car, walked to the building entrance. The door was locked. No doorman. No way in. He pressed random buzzers, hoping someone would answer. Nothing. He was about to try again when the door opened. An elderly man in a bathrobe shuffled out, looked at Daniel with suspicion. You okay, son? It's 3 a.m. I'm looking for someone. Amara. She might have just moved in tonight. I need to find her. The old man studied him. You a cop? No, I'm... Daniel's voice broke. I'm the man who let someone hurt her, and I need to make it right. Something in the old man's face softened. Brooklyn's full of Amara's son. You got a last name? Daniel realized with shame he didn't know it. He'd never asked. She's from Nigeria. The old man sighed. I don't know any Amaras here, but there's a Nigerian church a few blocks over. Community centre. They help people who just arrive. No place to go. Maybe try there in the morning. Where? The old man gave him directions. Daniel thanked him, walked back to his car. He couldn't go to a church at 3 a.m. He'd have to wait, but he couldn't go home. Not without her. He made a phone call to Marcus and asked him to stay for a while more with the kids, so he sat in his car outside the apartment building, waiting for dawn, watching the sky slowly lighten. Somewhere in this city, Amara was awake too. 12 hours earlier, Amara had sat on a park bench in Central Park at dusk, suitcase beside her, nowhere to go. Her old apartment had been sublet months ago. The money, sent to her sister for medical bills. She had 3 months' severance in her purse and no idea what to do with it. Go back to Nigeria, start over in another city, find another family to work for, and try not to break her heart again. Her phone rang, unknown number. She almost didn't answer, but something made her press accept. Hello? Amara? A woman's voice, warm, concerned. This is Grace Okonkwo, from the Nigerian Community Centre. You came to our service last month, remember? Amara did remember. She'd been desperately lonely, had found the small church in Brooklyn where other Nigerians gathered, felt like home for the first time since arriving in America. How did you get my number? You filled out a visitor card. Listen, I know this is strange, but I had this feeling I needed to call you tonight. Are you okay? Amara's throat closed. No, I'm not okay. Where are you? Central Park. I don't have anywhere to go. A pause. Then Grace's voice, firm and kind. Stay right where you are. Tell me exactly where. I'm coming to get you. You don't have to. Yes, I do. That's what family does. Now tell me where you are. Family. The word broke something open in Amara's chest. She told Grace her location. 20 minutes later, a car pulled up. A woman in her 50s climbed out. Round face, kind eyes, colourful head wrap. She took one look at Amara and opened her arms. Amara fell into them and sobbed. Come on, daughter. Grace rubbed her back. You're coming home with me. We'll figure this out together. You don't even know me. I know enough. I know you're one of ours, and we don't leave our people alone in the dark. Grace loaded Amara's suitcase into the trunk. She drove Amara to a small apartment in Brooklyn. Inside, a man with grey hair and a gentle smile waited. Welcome, sister. I'm Joseph, Grace's husband. You look exhausted. Sit. I'll make tea. Grace wrapped Amara in blankets, sat beside her on the worn couch. Now, tell me everything. So Amara did. She told Grace about Emma and Sofia, about Daniel, about the healing that had been happening, about Victoria's threats and her own powerlessness. She said she'd have me deported if I tried to contact them. Amara's voice was hollow. She has the money, the connections. I'm nobody, just a maid. Grace's eyes flashed. You are not just anything. You are a daughter of God who loved those children well, who brought healing to a broken family. That woman had no right. But she has all the power. Power isn't always what it seems. Grace leaned forward. I've lived in this city for 40 years. I've seen powerful people fall. I've seen the powerless rise up. But most importantly, I've seen God move mountains when his people stood in faith. I don't know if I have any faith left. Then borrow mine. Grace squeezed her hand. You're going to stay here with us. And tomorrow, we're going to pray. We're going to figure out what to do next. What if Daniel doesn't even try to find me? What if Victoria convinced him I just quit? Grace smiled, something knowing in it. You described the way that man looks at you, the way he came alive again with you there. Men like that don't just give up. Amara wanted to believe it. Joseph brought tea, sat in his chair across from them. My Grace has good instincts about people. His voice was soft, deep. If she says this man will come for you, he will. But the question is, do you want him to? Amara looked at him. What? You loved those children, that's clear. But what about their father? Joseph's eyes were gentle. Is this about the girls, or is this about him too? The question hung in the air. Amara's hands trembled around the teacup. Both, she whispered. It's about both, and that terrifies me. Amara woke up around 7 a.m. She found Grace in the kitchen, cooking. The radio played Nigerian gospel music. Sunlight streamed through the windows. Good morning, daughter. Grace smiled. You look better. Still sad, but better. Thank you for everything. Amara's voice was thick. I don't know how to repay. You repay it by staying alive, by not giving up, by trusting that this story isn't over yet. Grace plated food, set it in front of her. Now, eat. You're too thin. Those Americans don't know how to feed people properly. Despite everything, Amara smiled. Her phone rang. Unknown number. She hesitated, then answered. Amara? A man's voice. Rough, desperate, familiar. Her heart stopped. Daniel? Oh, thank God. He sounded like he'd been crying. Amara, where are you? Are you safe? Please tell me you're safe. Tears spilled down her cheeks. I'm safe. How did you get this number? I have a very determined head of security who called in every favour he had. Daniel's voice cracked. Amara, please. I need to see you. I need to explain what my mother did. It wasn't your fault. It wasn't. His voice broke completely. The girls, Amara whispered. Are they okay? No. Honest, raw. They're devastated. They cried all night. They think you left them, like their mother did. Amara, I promised them I'd bring you home. Please, please let me try. Something in Amara's chest cracked open. I don't know if I can come back, Daniel. Your mother threatened me, said she'd have me deported if I tried to contact you. She has the power to— No, she doesn't. Steel in his voice now. Not anymore. What? I chose you. I chose my daughters. I chose the family we were becoming. His voice shook. And I'm not letting her destroy that. Not without a fight. Amara looked at Grace, who was watching her, smiling, nodding. Where are you? Daniel asked. Please, just let me come to you. Let me see your face and apologize properly. I'm in Brooklyn. She gave him Grace's address. I'm already in Brooklyn. Been here since 3 this morning. She gave him the address. He'd been searching for her all night. Amara. Daniel's voice dropped to almost nothing. Thank you for answering, for not giving up on us completely. He hung up. Amara sat there, phone in hand, heart pounding. He's coming, Grace asked. He's coming. Good. Grace smiled. Now, go wash your face, fix your hair. You're going to face that man looking like the strong, beautiful woman you are, not like someone who's been defeated. I don't know what to say to him. You'll know when you see him. Grace squeezed her shoulder. Trust your heart, daughter. It hasn't led you wrong yet. Amara went to the bathroom, washed her face, wrapped her hair, put on one of her simple dresses, looked at herself in the mirror. Who was she now? The woman who'd loved Daniel Westbrook's children back to life. The woman who'd fallen in love with a man she thought she could never have. The woman who'd been thrown away like she was nothing. Or the woman who was strong enough to demand better. She heard a car pull up outside. Her heart jumped into her throat. Through the window, she saw him. Daniel Westbrook, hair dishevelled, eyes wild. He'd been up all night. Grace answered the door. You must be Daniel. She looked him up and down, assessing. I'm Grace. Amara is staying with me. And before you see her, you and I are going to have a conversation. Mum, please, I just need— You need to listen. Grace's voice was firm, kind but firm. That young woman in there loved your daughters with everything she had. She poured herself out for your family, and your mother treated her like garbage. So before you walk in here and ask her to come back, you need to tell me, what's different now? How do I know this won't happen again? Daniel stood straighter, met her eyes. Because I'm not the man I was yesterday. His voice was certain. Because I spent all night driving around Brooklyn looking for her, and because I love her. He said it without hesitation. I'm in love with Amara, and I'm done hiding it, done pretending it's just about the girls. It's not. It's about her. It's about us, and I'm going to fight for that. Grace studied him, then smiled. Good answer. Come in. She stepped aside. Daniel walked into the small apartment, and there was Amara, standing in the living room, sunlight catching her hair, beautiful, heartbroken, guarded. They stared at each other. Then Daniel crossed the room. I'm sorry. His voice cracked. I'm so sorry. I should have protected you. I should have seen what my mother was planning. Should have stood up to her years ago instead of letting her control everything. You did nothing wrong. Nothing. You loved my daughters. You loved me, and my mother punished you for it. Tears streamed down Amara's face. She said you'd believe her, that you always do. He took Amara's hands. Not anymore. Not about you. Never about you. Daniel. Come home, Amara, please. His voice broke. The girls need you. I need you. I know it's too soon. I know it's complicated. I know there's grief and loss and so many reasons this shouldn't work, but I don't care. He squeezed her hands. I love you. I'm in love with you, and I want to build a life with you. If you'll let me, if you'll give me the chance to prove I can be the man you and my daughters deserve." Amara could barely breathe. "Your mother will never hurt you again. I promise. She comes near you with anything but respect. She's done. Forever." "I'm not trying to replace Isabel." Amara pulled her hands back. "I could never." "You're not replacing her." Daniel said it firmly. "You're something new, something I never expected. Isabel was my first love, my wife, the mother of my children, and I will always love her, always miss her." He stood, cupped Amara's face in his hands. "But you brought us back to life. You showed us how to breathe again, how to laugh, how to be a family even with this gaping hole where she used to be. That's not replacement, Amara. That's resurrection." The words hung between them. "What about the world?" Amara's voice wavered. "What will people say? I'm your maid, Daniel. I'm poor. I'm black. I'm from Nigeria. Your world can go to hell." He said it without hesitation. "I don't care what people say. I don't care what society thinks. I care about Emma and Sofia. I care about you. I care about the family we're building together. That's it. That's all that matters." He pressed his forehead to hers. "Please, Amara, please come home. Not as our maid, as whatever you want to be. Partner, co-parent, the woman I love. Just come home." She looked into his eyes, saw truth there, love, certainty, and terror. Terror that she'd say no. "The girls," she whispered. "I can't break their hearts again." "Then don't. Come back. Stay. Let us love you the way you loved us." His thumbs brushed away her tears. "I'm not asking you to marry me tomorrow. I'm not even asking you to decide what this is yet. I'm just asking you to come home and let us figure it out together." Amara closed her eyes, felt his breath on her face, his hands gentle against her skin. She thought of Emma's quiet strength, Sofia's fierce hugs, the way Daniel looked at her like she was something precious, the family they'd been becoming. Behind them, Grace wiped tears from her eyes. Joseph had appeared in the doorway, both watching, both smiling. "Okay," Amara whispered. Daniel pulled back. Okay, I'll come home." She looked up at him. "But Daniel, we have to be honest with the girls, about what this is, about what we're trying to build. Yes, to all of it, yes." He pulled her close, held her like he'd never let go. Thank you for giving us another chance. Go get your suitcase, daughter," Grace said softly. "You're going home." Amara pulled back from Daniel, looked at Grace and Joseph. "Thank you for taking me in, for not letting me face last night alone." "That's what family does," Grace said. "And you're family now, which means you come back and visit. You bring those girls to meet us. You don't disappear." "I won't. I promise." Joseph hugged her. "Be brave, sister. Love is always worth the risk." 5 minutes later, Amara's suitcase was in Daniel's car. They sat in the front seats, not touching, not yet. But the air between them hummed with possibility. "Let's go home," he said. Daniel pulled up to the penthouse with Amara beside him. They rode the elevator in silence. His hand found hers. She squeezed back. At the door, he hesitated. "Ready?" "No, but let's go anyway." Daniel pushed open the door. "Girls, I'm home." Footsteps, running. Sofia appeared first, stopped dead. "Amara!" The scream brought Emma flying around the corner. Both girls froze, staring, like they couldn't believe what they were seeing. Then they ran, hit Amara like twin missiles, nearly knocked her over. "You came back! You came back! We knew Daddy would find you!" Amara sank to her knees, pulled both girls into her arms, let them sob into her shoulders. "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry I left. I didn't want to. I never wanted to leave you. We know. Emma's voice was muffled. Grandmother lied. We knew she lied. She's not allowed here anymore, Sofia announced. Right, Daddy. Daniel knelt beside them. Right. Not until she apologizes to Amara. Sofia looked at Amara. Are you staying? For real this time? Amara's throat closed. She looked at Daniel. He nodded. Yes. Amara said, I'm staying. For real. Promise? Emma pulled back. Her eyes were red, swollen. Promise you won't leave again. I promise. As long as you girls want me here, I'm not going anywhere. We want you here forever, Sofia said. Then she paused, looked between them. Are you and Daddy going to get married? Daniel choked. Amara's face went hot. Sofia, Daniel started. What? I'm just asking. Sofia crossed her arms. Because if you get married, then Amara would really be our family, and Grandmother couldn't make her leave. Emma nodded. That's actually smart, Sofia. Girls. Amara's voice was gentle. Your daddy and I care about each other very much, but marriage is complicated. We need time to figure things out. Is that okay? Both girls looked at each other. Okay, Emma said, but we're going to keep asking. Sofia grinned. Every single day. Daniel laughed. Actually laughed. Come on, let's make breakfast. In the kitchen, Amara moved toward the stove, then stopped. I don't know what I'm supposed to do now. Am I still... Your family, Daniel said, which means you do whatever you want. If you want to cook, cook. If you want me to burn pancakes, sit down. There are no rules anymore, just us. Amara smiled. You really will burn the pancakes? Probably. Then I'll cook, but you're helping. They made breakfast together. Daniel was terrible at flipping. The girls laughed every time one landed on the floor. Messy, chaotic, perfect. They ate at the table, all four of them. Emma told Amara everything that had happened. Sofia demonstrated her new dance move 3 times. Daniel just watched, his chest tight with healing. After breakfast, the girls dragged Amara to their room. He walked to the girls' room, found all 3 on the floor. Amara was braiding Sofia's hair while Emma read aloud. They looked up. Everything okay? Amara asked. Everything's perfect. That night, after the girls fell asleep, Daniel knocked on Amara's door. She'd taken the guest room. They both agreed. Too fast otherwise. She opened it, still dressed. Couldn't sleep either. Walk with me, Daniel asked. They went to his study. He closed the door. Amara sat on the couch. Daniel sat beside her, close, but not touching. I'm terrified, she said, of what this means, of how fast everything is changing. I'm terrified too. Daniel turned to face her. Of losing you. Of my grief getting in the way. Of letting you down. He took her hand. But I'm more terrified of not trying. Amara squeezed his fingers. I need time to figure out who I am now. Not the maid, not the nanny, but the woman I love. He said it gently. Take all the time you need. We'll figure this out together. Together, she echoed. Daniel wanted to kiss her. God, he wanted to kiss her, but it was too soon, too raw, so instead he just held her hand. Thank you, he said quietly. For what? For saving us, including me. Amara leaned her head on his shoulder. You saved yourselves. I just stayed. You did more than stay. You loved us when we were unlovable. He looked down at her. That's everything. They sat in comfortable silence. 3 months later, Daniel sold the penthouse. They moved to a house in Connecticut. Smaller, cozier, windows that looked out on trees instead of steel. Emma and Sofia had a backyard. Amara had a garden. Daniel worked from home most days. Victoria sent one letter, full of manipulation and false apologies. Daniel burned it without reading past the first line. She was done, cut off, until she learned that love meant more than control. One evening, Daniel found Amara in the kitchen, making dinner. He wrapped his arms around her from behind. She leaned back into him. "The girls asked again today," she said, "about marriage. What did you tell them?" "That good things take time." She turned in his arms. "But that doesn't mean they're not coming." Daniel cupped her face. "Are they? Coming? Maybe." Her smile was soft. "Ask me again in 6 months. I will." This time he did kiss her, soft, gentle, full of promise. Outside, Emma and Sofia played in the yard. Their laughter carried through the open windows. Inside, 2 broken people who'd found each other in the wreckage held on tight, building something new, something precious. Not a replacement for what was lost, but resurrection, a family, broken, healing, whole. I understand. Let me create a CTA that matches your channel's focus on EP and billionaire romance and interracial love stories. Outside, Emma and Sofia played in the yard. Their laughter carried through the open windows. Inside, 2 broken people who'd found each other in the wreckage held on tight, building something new, something precious. Not a replacement for what was lost, but resurrection, a family, broken, healing, whole. Thank you for staying till the end. Did this story of love crossing boundaries touch your heart? If you loved watching Daniel and Amara defy society's expectations to build their family, hit that subscribe button so you never miss another powerful romance from the Story Den. What did you think? Drop a comment below. Have you ever faced family opposition to your relationship? Like this video if this story moved you, and share it with someone who believes love transcends race, class, and wealth.